Sheesh. I mean, you gotta define flying. I mean, for me, the games that we win, I feel like those are the best games. But the games that we lose, whatever you see from our performance is really not enough, right? And I think that's really what it comes down to: wins and losses, to be able to put ourselves in a position to get to the playoffs and ultimately get to the bowl. So.
Is this the most comfortable you felt though in this game since you've come back?
I think any defense, the more you play in it, the more comfortable you get in any sport. The more that you play the sport, especially at a high level like the NFL, the more comfortable you get. I think with the scheme, with the players, with the speed of the game. And I think that's just where I'm at is where I think I've seen just the amount of ball to be able to make that next step. So.
You like having another quarterback to chase around?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll put it like this. We similar to the Baltimore scheme a little bit in reference to kind of like how the quarterback does some of the options and stuff like that. So I like how Coach Schwartz puts together those defensive schemes in relation to those dynamic quarterbacks.
Did you learn facing other dual threat quarterbacks this year to be more prepared for
Well, I mean, again, like there's similar players, not exactly the way that Lamar plays, but they have similar, very diverse, very strong, very speedy, and we'll be looking forward to seeing how that plays out.
How would you describe the job of the linebacker in Jim Schwartz's defense?
Well, the job of the linebacker is really to be the nerve center for the defense, not to get too rattled, not to get in a position where you're screaming or you're palms up and doing a bunch of things that are causing the defense to get out of whack. I think ultimately it's to fill in the gap, is to make sure that the engine is moving, which is our D line, and the communication is there, which is the back seven, or really the back behind the linebackers. But ultimately, it's to be the nerve center for the defense.
Is there anything you have differently like a quarterback, mindset-wise, if you're thinking through it versus when you're defending the guy with the pocket control? You shoot a gap, maybe that can jump the gun and get out of the way and make plays.
Yeah, I think everything is by personnel. So, I mean, of course, it's slightly a bit different when we're playing. When we're playing a dual threat quarterback like that, you have to be more patient with your fits and making sure that you're in the right places, because if the mistakes do happen, they can really hurt you with their feet. So.
All the TFLs that you have been getting so
It's, to be honest, if I could give the TFLs to the D line, that'll make more sense. I think it's a huge applaud and huge praises to the defensive line and what they've been able to do. Even the corners a bit, to be able to hold off, defensively, to allow the quarterback to maybe hold the ball a split more second. Definitely praises to the teammates for that. Yeah.
Seems like there's a little bit of you involved in it too. You're really your speed is really showing up in this defense.
Yeah. Well, again, it comes down to what the crowd and you guys may not necessarily see that that's inside of the scheme. Again, I think that's praises due to the defensive line and the Bees.
You guys have obviously lost a lot of people. Grant's on IR now, maybe after the year. How have you guys kind of been able to deal with all these injuries now?
Yeah, I mean, it is tough. I spoke to Owen the other day, and GD and everything. It is tough, but I think that ultimately, it really comes down to it's the next man league, right? You hear it all the time when people get hurt, things come down. But I think what's the best thing is that we're not like losing them in a sense, right? They're still in the locker room. We get to still talk to them, speak to them a bit, whether it's FaceTime, and we still get their experience, we still get their information, their wisdom on the game. So it's really about that. Some young guys are going to have to step up and earn their way, right? So I think that's what it comes down to is the next man up and seeing can they also execute, maybe not in the same way, but enough to where they're flourishing as well.
Why do you think those young guys have been stepping? Because that doesn't happen everywhere like it happens here. Why do you think they've been able to be so effective?
Well, it's a bit of the culture, I think, that we're building. When you are developing and you have a good leader, you have good leaders, and there's a pride on your back. You know what I mean? When you have a family that has a family creed and a family mission, and gives the players and the people that's inside of that family a bit more pride to go towards something. when we have established here, and looking to build continuously, I think they want to be a part of it, and it's a bit more hunger. So
We hear next from the NFL. We've also seen teams that have had those season-ending injuries that have been able to emulate it. How many season-ending injuries you guys have had? How have you guys been able to mimic that next game and been able to actually fall?
yeah, I think it's the focus. I'm not spoke a bit more on the culture, but Coach Stefanski does a good job with allowing us to know that it's not Sunday that's the emphasis. It's not Saturday that's the emphasis, but it's the day that we are living in right now. It's the hour that we're living in. It's the second that we're living in. And when the young guys step in, they really, embrace that. So for them to focus on the now, focus on their responsibility each and every play, I think is those little things that mean a lot. So.
What he's been doing so far, just in terms of leadership and praise and just confidence to the
Joe's a guy that's had a lot of experience. He's been able to establish himself, whether it's by word or by deed. I think that he's done a great job being able to lead the offense, stepping in, doing exactly what the coaches want him to do, being a good teammate to us, whether it's, helping us, out, whether, maybe a look or helping another quarterback out, give us a better example of what to do with a different type of offense. So he's done a great job, and, I look forward to seeing him do and progress more. So. Yeah, I think my personal, side is my personal side, but I think more so off the field is really about, how can I reset every day? How can I say, okay, today was a decent day. I have awareness of what mistakes I might have made today and what I need to do better at, and correct those mistakes the next day. And those things are really what's important. Can a person reset? Every time that person makes a mistake, they have the responsibility to be able to correct those mistakes. And I think that that's been the emphasis this year.
Appreciate